Hi, boys and girls. This is Mr. Woods, and today we're going to be working on Lesson 9, Session 4 in your Ready Mathematics book. It's the book with the kangaroos and the funky monster on it. Okay, let's get going. So our objectives today is to analyze word problems to determine the operation needed to solve them. Then apply the use of fact families as a strategy to solve one-step problems and build number sense and interpret models that represent a one-step problem with two-digit numbers. Let's move forward. So first, we want to do a warm-up. So let's take a look at this. I want you to listen to me first, pause the video, and solve the problem, and then come back and listen to me and watch me solve it as well. See if we get the same answer. Okay, it says here, solve the problem, show your work. So make sure you show all your work when you do this. Libby has 6 flowers. Then she picks 8 more flowers. She gives 5 flowers to her teacher. How many flowers does Libby have now? Let's take a look here. Let's read through it again. So we did it once. Let's do it twice. You may have to do it 3 or 4 times. So Lizzie has 6 flowers. So I'm going to circle she has 6 flowers. Then she picks 8 more flowers. So she's adding more to her flowers. I'm going to put a plus sign there. She gives 5 flowers to her teacher. Oh, gives 5 flowers. I'm going to circle that. So she gives them away. So that's taking away. How many flowers does Libby have now? So how many does Libby have now? Okay, well, let's take a look at this problem. So we're adding 2 and then we're subtracting 1. So this is definitely going to be a two-step problem. What I recommend is let's organize the data that we know. So let's take a look here. So we have the number bond here. And let's connect it there and there. All right, so she says here she has 6 flowers and then she picks 8 more. So that's telling me that we don't know how many she starts with, okay, to begin with. And again, this is going to be step number 1. She has a couple of parts, and one part is she has 6 flowers, then she picks 8 more, so we need to get this number here, that unknown number. So 6 and 8 is equal to what? So well, let's just do that quickly. 6 plus 8. And again, I'm just showing you the standard algorithm because I'm hoping that you've been practicing your large doubles. So remember, the small doubles is 0 to 5, and large doubles is 6 to 10. So we can look at this as 6, and then this 8 is broken up into 6 plus 2. So 6 and 6 make 12, plus 2 is 14. Again, 14. I want to show you another thing too, is I'm separating my 1's place value from my 10's place value. See how nice and neat that is? So she has 8. So she has 8 right, I'm sorry, she has 14. She had 8 plus 6. So let's draw another number bond here. And that number here, right, we have 14. That's the total of 14, right? So she has 14. But it says here she gives 5 flowers away. So that's one of the parts. So that's one of the parts. And we're trying to find that part right there. So this is that is unknown. I'm just going to do this here real quick. Okay. So how can we write this? Well, so 14 minus 5 is equal to this unknown, or this 5 plus this is equal to 14. Or we could say this here is equal to 14 minus 5. So there's just different directions that we have. So we can add them together, we can subtract them. Well, let's take a look here. So we know that this whole, so this whole, so 14 is equal to 5 plus that unknown. I'm just going to do a line like that. Or we can subtract this 5 from each side. So we can say 14 minus 5 equals that unknown. Seems simple enough. Well, let's try the standard algorithm. I'm going to erase part of this so that I can do it right here. Okay. So let's get our numbers all worked out here. So we have 14 minus 5. Okay. I want to draw a line down the middle to separate my 1s from my 10s. Okay. Now we have 14, but wait a minute. 4 minus 5. We don't have enough 1s over here. So we have to borrow from the side. So we're borrowing this 10, and that's going to make that 0. And we're putting it over here because remember, 10 1s is equal to 110. So we have 14 1s, right? You're like, oh no, I can't do that. Well, let's try it a little bit different way. So we have 14, 1, oops, clear, Control C. So we have 14 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now something I want to point out is that these 10 right here, that's equal to 110. That's that 110 and 14. Okay? So let's take a look at this. So we have 5 1s that we're subtracting from this. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're taking those away, taking these away, and then there's 1 and 1. Count them up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's equal to 9. And that is equal to 9. So now we have to type out, we have to write the sentence. This is just the quantity that we have. So now Libby has 9 flowers. That is the answer right here. Okay, let's go on. We're going to be working in page 229 in the math book. This is for lesson 9, session 4. Let's read through this word problem here. It says, Gabby collects 25 eggs. Her brother collects 13 eggs. Then they sell 18 eggs. How many eggs do they have now? This is looking like a two-step problem here. But let's reread this and annotate this time. It may take you 2 or 3 times to read through it. That's okay. Take your time to make sure you understand the data that's given to you. Gabby collects 25 eggs, so she collects 25 eggs. I'm going to circle that. Her brother collects 13. So there's 13 eggs. Then they sell 18. Oh, so that's telling me that this is going to be, these two, we need to add those two together because they, which is Gabby and her brother, and they sell 18. So that's going to be a subtraction. We can write it out like this, where it's 25 plus 13 minus 18 equals an unknown. But let's figure this out first. That's step 1. And then we're going to take this answer here, so this right here, minus 18 equals another unknown. So that's going to be step 2. So let's do step 1 first. So we're adding 25 plus 13. We can do a number line. We can do base 10, rods and ones. We can draw a picture. There's so many different ways to do it. But I want you to get used to using the standard algorithm. And the standard algorithm is going to look like this. So let's do number 1. So I'm going to do number 1 right here. So this is step number 1. So I have 25 plus 13. Notice I have my 10s and 1s lined up. I'm going to add those together. just to make sure you're drawing your line to separate the ones column or the ones place value from the tens column or the tens place value. And let's look at it. Let's add this up. 5 plus 3 is 8. 2 tens plus 1 10 is equal to 3, or 3 tens. So we have 38. So that's how many eggs they collected, right? So that's the number. That is one of the numbers that. So this right here, we're going to plug that into this equation for step number 2. So let's do. I'm going to change the color so we can do step number 2. So now we have 38, and then minus 18. That minus sign there. Again, I'm drawing that number to keep my ones and my tens separated. So 8 minus 8 is 0. 3 tens minus 1 10 is 2 tens. So they have, that's going to be 20. So how many eggs do they have now? They have 20 eggs, right? I want you to go check it out and see if you can get the same answer for that, okay? All right, so let's go to the next page here. Well, let's picture it. Remember 25 plus 13? You have pictures here. We can look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ooh. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we're going to have 38. So that, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 plus 20 is 38. So we have 38, they subtracted them, and then we have 20 left. So yes, we have an answer here. So again, we go back here. Our answer is 20, right? And so now, oops, there we go. So now we can look at it. We can picture it. It says write an equation for step 1. So step 1 is 25 plus 13. So we have 25 plus 13 equals. Now you can look at the pictures, you can count them up, but we already did that. 25 plus 13 is 38. Okay, model it. Write an equation for step number 2. We have 38 minus 18, again, down here. 38 minus 18. See the differences? Or the similarities, rather. Here we go. So we have 38 minus 18 equals 20. All right. Let's continue on with page 231. So how many eggs do Gabby and her brother have now? They have 20. So here it says, how many, on page 231, how can you tell if a problem needs 2 steps to solve? Well, let's write that out. Think about it, ponder it. Here we go. Let me expand this out a little bit so we have a little bit more room. So when you need to solve one problem, to solve another, then 2 steps are required. There we go. Going on to page 232. Let's apply it. Use what you just learned to solve these problems. Okay, well, let's read through the problem first. So Finn has 57 markers. He gives 15 markers to his brother. Then he gets 22 markers. How many markers does Finn have now? Show your work. Well, let's use a number bond. Let's figure this out. But I'm just setting this up for here in a moment. But we're going to read through all of this again first, or for the second time and highlight or annotate information here. Finn has 57 markers. I'm going to circle 57 markers. He gives 15 markers away or to his brother. So he's subtracting that. Then, underline, he gets, addition, 22 new markers. How many markers does Finn have now? So we're looking at how many Finn has now. Show your work. All right. So this is going to, for the first step, so this is step number 1, he has a total of 57 markers. So I'm going to put up 57 up here. And then he gives 15 markers to his brother, so that's going to be a part. We're trying to find this part right here. Let's take a look. So, standard algorithm is for step number 1. So I have 57. I'm going to subtract 15. Oops, let me do that a little bit better. Subtract 15. But wait, I want to separate my ones or column or ones place values from my tens column or tens place value. All right, so 7 minus 5 is 2. 5 tens minus 1 10 is 4 tens. So he has 42. Well, wait a minute, where do we plug that in? Well, remember, this is 2 steps. This is step number 2. Let's draw another number bond. Okay, so now I want to take that 42 right here. So that 42, I'm going to put it up here, goes right here. That's oh, I made a mistake. Sorry about that, boys and girls. It doesn't go right there. That 42, since we're adding more, so it's going to be another part. So 42 is another part. See, I make mistakes, and that's okay. So I have 42 here. He gets 22 more, and we're trying to find out that unknown. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have let's see here, we're going to do 42 plus 22. There we go, there's that plus. I'm going to separate my ones from my tens. Remember, ones are on the right and tens are on the left. Okay, 2 and 2, that's simple. That's a small double, is 4. 4 and 2, so 4, 5, 6, 64. But that's not the whole thing. Finn now has 64 markers, or right here we can write it down, 64 markers now. Okay, let's take a look at number 7. There's a couple of steps here. I changed this to number bonds rather than a bar model. Bar model is similar, but I think you continue working with number bonds might be best for you. So you're not having to go, well, is it bar model? So when you see bar model, try to see it as a number bond. And in a moment here, I'm probably going to show you some other things with the number bonds. Okay, so number 7 on page 232, lesson 9, session 4. There are 2 bottles of juice that each hold 32 fluid ounces. Julia's family drinks 48 fluid ounces of juice. How many fluid ounces are left? Complete the bar models. And I'm going to say number bonds over here. So let's take a look here. There are 2 bottles of juice that each hold 32 ounces. So those are 2 parts. Okay, so 32 and 32. Now, I'm just going to say 32 plus 32, we put the whole right here because these are the 2 parts. Again, 32, this is for step number 1, 32. We're going to add them together. Let's draw our line to separate the 10s from the 1s. And then, so 2 and 2 make 4. 3 10s and 3 10s make 6 10s. 64. So 64 is that number here. So we're trying to find out, so that's the 2 bottles of 32 ounces each, but her family drinks 48 fluid ounces, and they want to find out how many ounces are left. So that's going to be, let's see. So we have 48 ounces for drink. So we know that's taking away here 48. The total that they started with was 64. So now we have to find out this. So 64 is equal to 48 plus this number, or 64 minus this is equal to 48, or 64 minus 48 is equal to this number. Which one works out best for you? Well, think about it. 64 minus 48. Let's look at that. 64. I'm going to say minus 48. Okay. Standard algorithm. And we want to separate our 1s from our 10s. But wait, look at this. 64. So 4 minus 8. We don't have enough 1s here. We have to regroup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 1 from here. I'm going to make that, or 10 1s from there. I'm going to make that a 5 10s. I'm going to take those 10 1s and add it over here. So that's 14. Okay. Well, how do we get from 8 to 14? Or 14 minus 8? Well, you can use your fingers, but you want to count up. So let's try to get to 14. Use your fingers. So 8 is just your fist. 9, put a finger up. 10, put a finger up. 11, put a finger up. 12, put a finger up. 13, put a finger up. 15, put a finger up. How many fingers do you have up? 6. So what we do is, get my color back. So 14 1s minus 8 1s is 6 1s. 5 1s minus 4 1s is, 5 10s minus 4 10s is 1 10. So we have here, that is a number right here. That is the number of ounces that are left. So we can just say there are 16 fluid ounces of juice left. All right. Let's take a look at this problem here. Now this one's interesting because we have a bunch of equations over here. So think number, bond, fact families. And I want to take this through a little bit differently here. So let's take a look here. So we're going to read number 8. Anton sells 65 tickets to the play. He sells 32 on Monday and 26 on Tuesday. Choose yes or no to tell which equations can be used in a step to find how many sells on Wednesday. This is interesting. Let's take a look at this. Anton sells 65 tickets to the play. That's how many he sold in total. So I'm going to say that's that whole. The play. He sells 32 on Monday and 26 on Tuesday. Okay. So choose yes or no to tell which equations can be used in a step to find how many tickets Anton sells on Wednesday. So we have to. So in essence, we have to find that we can. There are different ways that we can do this, but let's try it this way. So we have this whole, which is 65. 65. And I want to. So he sold that many. So he sells 32 on Monday. So I'm going to say 65 minus 32 equals. So how many does that equal? Well, let's come over here. Let's just do that real quick. 65. And we're going to subtract 32. I'm going to draw a number, or not a number, a line to separate our ones column or our ones place value from our tens place value. 5 1s minus 2 1s is equal to 3 1s. 6 10s minus 3 10s is 3 10s. Okay, so there's that 33. All right, so I'm going to change colors here so we can see what's going on. So I have 33 minus what? Oh, wait a minute. This is 33. And so, and I have 26 here that I need to get down. Okay, so 26 equals, what does that equal? Again, we can come over here and let's just do that. 33. And we're going to subtract 26. Right? Let's separate our ones and tens. Uh-oh. This might be a problem because we have 3 ones and we're trying to subtract 6 ones. We need more ones. So and you should know that 10 ones make 1 10. So take a 10 away from here. So that's going to make that 10 or 2 10s. And we're going to put 10 ones over here. So that's 13. So 10 ones is right here. So this is 13 minus 6. How do we get 13 from 6? Fist up, put up a finger. So 6 is fist. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you should have 7 fingers up, which means that 13 minus 6 is equal to 7. We have 2 10s minus 2 10s, so the answer is 7. So let's take a look what we have here. So can we use 33 minus 26 to get 7? Yes, that's right here. 65 plus 32, we're not adding it, and nothing. There's no 97s over here, so I'm going to say no. There's that 97, 97 minus 20, no. 65 minus 32, so there's 65 minus 32, yes. See how I systematically went through, and it's just a way to set up the problems. You could have done the number bonds and then filled out all of the fact family equations there, but I saw that a way to do it, which was to just start subtracting first. Okay, that's what you get with time and practice. All right, so now we're into your practice here. This is where you are going to take what you just learned and apply it. I'm going to read the problems. I may help set up a few things, but I want you to take the time to do this. But first, I want to play things here. So I'm going to draw a couple of number bonds. There we go. There's one number bond. And then there's another number bond. But I'm going to draw a little bit different. In fact, I'm going to draw it upside down. What this is to do is to help you understand this right here. These are bar models. So a bar model is similar to, I mean, look at that, 34, 52, and then do 18 right here. That's how I'd plug the numbers in. Same thing down here. Let's take a look. There's that 18. That 18 goes here. And then I have 15. And, oops, the right color. 30. So, you see, all I did is, with these bar models, is invert them. They make it so that you're going, well, wait a minute. This is that total of these two right here. Because 10 and 10 is 20. And 5 and 8 equals 13. 20, 2 10s plus 1 10 from the 13 is 3 10s. And then there's that 3 1s. So you're still getting the same thing. It's just written or drawn differently. So don't get confused. Just remember how you can rewrite these bar models into number bonds. So that equals that, and that equals that. Okay, let's start reading here. Mariel makes 52 fruit cups for field day. She hands out 34 fruit cups. Then she makes 15 more fruit cups. How many fruit cups does Mariel have now? Well, first we need to find out how many. So she has 52 to begin with total. she hands out 34. So this 52 minus 34 is equal to, you have to do the math, but I'm just doing this quickly. Same thing here. Step 1, 52 fruit cups minus 34 fruit cups is equal to 18 fruit cups. So now we know that she has 18, right? And she's going to add 15 to it. So we have to find out the total. So 18 plus 15 fruit cups is equal to 33 fruit cups. Meryl has 33 fruit cups now. Let's take a look at number 1 here. Example number, I should say practice problem number 1. Gabe has 68 building blocks. He gets 27 more building blocks. Then he uses 73 building blocks to make a barn. How many building blocks does Gabe have left? Show your work. Complete the bar models. Let's go through here. Gabe has 68, right? He gets 27 more. He has, and he's getting 27 more. So what that's telling me is that both of these are parts. He has some, and then he gets more. So that's going to be addition. I'm going to put this in here, 68 and 27. So you're trying to find this total, or this whole right here. So whole 1. That's what I'm going to call it. Okay? Then he uses 73 building blocks to make a barn. Ooh, how many does he have? So he uses, so from that whole, he's going to subtract 73, okay, to make a barn. How many building blocks does he have? So, boom, does Gabe have left? So that whole right here, okay, so this is going to be this whole W1, right? And he's going to subtract, so this whole minus 73 is going to give you this final unknown. Okay, figure it out. Number 2 on page 234, lesson 9, session 4. So Amy finds 45 leaves. Nell finds 23 fewer leaves than Amy. How many leaves do they find in all? Complete the equations for each step. So Amy finds 45 leaves, Nell 3. So do we subtract? 23 fewer leaves. So is this a subtraction or what? So this right here, this number here, okay, I'm just going to say this new number, is that going to be, does that go here or here? So Amy and Nell, they have how many leaves in total? Well, that's going to be this here. Let's move on. We're still on page 234. Number 3, there are 38 students on the bus. Then 16 more students get on the bus. At the first stop, 19 students get off the bus. How many students are in the bus now? Complete the bar models. If you want to convert these to number bonds, you can, or you can just fill it out as if you know where to put the numbers. Let's reread this here. There are 38 students on the bus. So there's 38 right now. Then 16 more students get on the bus. Oh, 16 more. So that's going to be addition. At the first stop, 19 students get off. So let's see, 19 students get off. So step number 2 is going to be a subtraction. I want you to figure out how many students are total here first. So this is going to be that unknown. So this plus this is that unknown. And then 19 students get off. So you have to take away from that whole. All right, let's take a look here. We're still on page 234. Number 4, Mr. King has 75 copies of the parent letter. He gives 27 letters to Ms. Ruiz for her class to take home. Then he gives 25 letters to Mr. Allen for his class. Are there enough letters left in Mrs. Park's class? Explain, show your work. Let's take a look here. So So Mr. King, he has 75 copies of the parent letter. He gives, so he's taken away, 27 letters to Ms. Ruiz for her class to take home. Then, he gives 25 letters to Mr. Allen for his class. Okay, are there enough letters left? Now this is critical. Are there enough letters left for the 25 children in Mrs. Park's class? So either there are going to be enough or they're not. Let's take a look at this. He starts with 75. He gives 27 away, so 25 minus 27. And then he gives 25 to Mr. Allen. So he's going to subtract 25 more. And that's going to equal an unknown. Let's take a look at this. What is your first step? Now, 75 minus 27. Oops, let me redraw that. 75 minus 27. So this is step 1. Okay. And then step 2, and let's say I have an answer here, so I'm going to put an A here. So step 2 is going to be that A minus 25, okay? So whatever this answer is here, minus 25, and this right here, does that equal, okay, this right here, does that equal, is it less than? Than 25? Equal to 25? Or more than? Than 25. Okay. You have to figure this out. If it's less than, then she does not, then